Have you ever pictured the age of dinosaurs? Giant T-Rexes chasing herds of Triceratops. It's an epic image, but what if I told you that wasn't the beginning of their story? Dinosaurs didn't just appear on Earth as colossal giants. Their journey was a slow, epic saga of evolution, a true story of rise, reign, and legacy. It all started not with a roar, but with a quiet step. Let's travel back in time, about 250 million years ago, to the Triassic period. The world was a very different place, recovering from a massive extinction event that wiped out most of life on Earth. In this recovering world, a group of reptiles called archosaurs roamed the land. They were the ancestors of crocodiles, pterosaurs, and, you guessed it, dinosaurs. Our story's heroes, the very first dinosaurs, were nothing like the giants we imagine. They were small, nimble creatures, maybe the size of a chicken or a large dog. Think of animals like a raptor, a bipedal reptile, light on its feet and quick to snatch a meal. These early dinosaurs were just one of many animal groups trying to survive. They weren't dominant, not by a long shot. They lived in the shadows of much larger, more formidable reptiles. So, how did these underdogs go from small fry scavengers to the undisputed rulers of the planet? It all came down to a few key evolutionary advantages. Picture this. Most reptiles of that era walked with a sprawling, lizard-like gait, their legs out to the side. It works, but it's not very efficient for long distance, running, or speed. Dinosaurs, however, evolved the game-changing feature, an upright posture. Their legs were positioned directly underneath their bodies, much like mammals today. This seemingly small change was a revolutionary leap. It allowed them to move faster, more efficiently, and for longer distances than their competitors. This upright stance also supported greater weight, paving the way for the gigantism that would later define them. But speed wasn't their only superpower. Dinosaurs also developed a highly efficient breathing system, similar to that of modern birds. They had a one-way airflow system using air sacs, which meant their lungs were constantly supplied with fresh, oxygenated air, both when inhaling and exhaling. In the loxygen environment of the late Triassic, this was a massive advantage. It gave them incredible stamina, allowing them to outrun, outhunt, and outsurvive their rivals. With these adaptations, upright posture, and super-efficient lungs, the dinosaurs were no longer just surviving, they were thriving. The stage was set for an evolutionary explosion. As the Triassic gave way to the Jurassic period, around 200 million years ago, the world changed again. Another extinction event cleared the board, wiping out many of the dinosaurs' main competitors. With the playing field now wide open, the dinosaurs seized their chance. This was the beginning of their golden age. From their humble, small-bodied ancestors, dinosaurs began to diversify in ways the world had never seen. It was an explosion of creativity driven by evolution. Imagine the sheer variety. Some dinosaurs remained carnivores, but they were evolving into fearsome predators. The theropods, a group of two-legged predators, started producing superstars like Allosaurus, a powerful hunter with blade-like teeth that dominated the Jurassic landscape. Others took a different path, becoming herbivores. But to survive in a world with such efficient predators, they had to develop incredible defenses. This led to the evolution of armored dinosaurs, like the Stegosaurus, with its iconic backplates and a menacing spiked tail called a Then there were the Ankylosaurs, which were essentially living tanks, covered head to tail in bony armor, and often sporting a heavy club on their tail. And then, there were the giants, the sauropods. These long-necked, four-legged herbivores were an evolutionary marvel. Starting from relatively small ancestors, they grew to sizes that defy imagination. This was the era of Brachiosaurus, with its neck held high like a giraffe, and Diplodocus, with its whip-like tail stretching for meters. Why did they get so big? Size was a great defense. A fully grown sauropod would have been a very difficult meal for even the largest predators. Their long necks also allowed them to browse on vegetation high up in the treetops, accessing food sources that no other animal could reach. Their evolution into these colossal beings was a testament to the success of their body plan. As we move into the Cretaceous period, the final chapter of their reign, the diversity became even more spectacular. The predatory theropods reached their peak with the one and only Tyrannosaurus rex, a hunter with a bite force so powerful it could crush bone. Herbivores also continued to innovate. We see the rise of the ceratopsians, like the famous Triceratops with its three facial horns and a massive bony frill to protect its neck. These frills might have also been used for display, attracting mates or intimidating rivals. Another successful group was the hadrosaurs, or duck-billed dinosaurs. They were incredibly common and often lived in large herds, with some species developing elaborate crests on their heads that may have been used to produce sounds for communication. During their 150 million year reign, dinosaurs conquered the globe. As the supercontinent Pangaea broke apart, the dinosaurs went along for the ride. Their fossils have been found on every single continent, from the scorching deserts of Africa to the frozen lands of Antarctica. This global expansion shows just how adaptable they were, able to thrive in a vast range of environments, from lush floodplains to arid landscapes. They weren't just scattered individuals. They developed complex survival strategies. Fossil evidence, like massive bone beds containing hundreds of individuals of the same species, suggests that many dinosaurs, especially herbivores, lived in large herds. This offered protection from predators' safety in numbers. Furthermore, discoveries of dinosaur nests, complete with fossilized eggs and even embryos, have given us a remarkable window into their family lives. Many dinosaurs, like the maiasaur whose name means good mother, lizard, cared for their young. They built nests, laid their eggs in careful arrangements, and likely stayed to protect and feed their hatchlings until they were old enough to fend for themselves. This level of social behavior and parental care was a key ingredient in their long-term success, ensuring the survival of the next generation. From their physical adaptations to their complex behaviors, dinosaurs were masters of survival. They were the undisputed kings of the earth for an unimaginably long time. But, as we all know, their reign came to a sudden and catastrophic end. About 66 million years ago, the world changed forever. An asteroid, estimated to be around 10 kilometers wide, slammed into the planet in what is now the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. The impact was cataclysmic. It triggered a chain reaction of global devastation, massive earthquakes, giant tsunamis, and widespread volcanic activity. A thick cloud of dust, soot, and debris was thrown into the atmosphere, blocking out the sun for months, maybe even years. This created a global winter, causing temperatures to plummet and plants to die off. The entire food chain collapsed. For the large non-avian dinosaurs, it was the end. They couldn't adapt to this rapid, extreme change. Within a geological blink of an eye, these magnificent creatures, who had dominated the planet for over 150 million years, were gone. However, the story doesn't completely end there. One small branch of the dinosaur family tree survived. A group of small, feathered theropod dinosaurs, relatives of Velociraptor and T-Rex, had already taken to the skies. These were the first birds. They were small enough, and their diet was flexible enough, that some of them managed to survive the extinction event. So, in a very real sense, dinosaurs never truly disappeared. Every time you see a pigeon in the city, a sparrow in your backyard, or an eagle soaring in the sky, you are looking at a living, breathing dinosaur. They are the legacy of this incredible evolutionary saga. The rise of the dinosaurs is more than just a story about giant monsters. It's a profound lesson in adaptation, resilience, and the sheer power of evolution to shape life in the most spectacular ways. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through time. If you found this story of the dinosaurs' rise as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the history of our amazing planet. See you next time.